Yeah. It's the Friday vibe, the Hugo Smoke Show. No work on the horizon, let the good times flow. Grab a smoke, let's light it up. Stream the show, it's time to erupt. Kick back, unwind, let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive. It's the Friday vibe, the Hugo Smoke Show. No work on the horizon, let the good times flow. Grab a smoke, let's light it up. Stream the show, it's time to erupt. Kick back, unwind, let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive. Let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to episode 72 of the I should probably go live over here too. Of the TGIF show. How's everybody doing today, this lovely morning? First things first, good morning. I'm happy. I thought it was going to be a little bit colder, but damn, the sun is beaming today. So I had to drop the sunshade there. So hopefully as we proceed with the show, the sun goes over. So, but let's go ahead and see who is in the live this morning. We got Cigars to Burn. What's up, E? Good morning, bro. How you doing? How is it going? And we got my boy Benjamin Smoking. What's up, bro? Good morning. Let me just share real quick what I'm smoking and why. I'm smoking the Atabey Spiritus. This is a 7 by 38 Lancero, I believe. Probably my second or third favorite, depending on my mood. Atabey, but definitely in the top 3. And we're celebrating today because the Dodgers took the NLDS last night, and it was a crazy game. And unfortunately, we're not really celebrating on the cigar side of things because, as you will see in a bit, UTL updates not really favorable to Californians or the cigar industry in general. But it's it is going to be a war that's going to have a lot of battles, in the proceedings. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, man, this cigar is it's really nice for me. To describe it. Oh, and by the way, I'm smoking it like the cool kids. I was able to move up the foot band, but it's actually going to burn already, so I'm going to take it off. Oh, ash just fell. This cigar, I mean, everybody knows, what's up with Atabey, and Oliver Naval has been on many podcasts, and he explains the aging process, even post roll, right? So, we got Kuno on Instagram. What's up, Kuno? But yeah, it's it's a really interesting and in-depth um, curating, fermenting, post-roll aging process, right? Where they raise the humidity, they lower the humidity to purge out the impurities of any impurities that are left over from production, or from the fermentation processes. So it's a very very clean burning cigar. If you haven't tried Atabey, some people say, yeah, well, it's just a super aged um, Connecticut, right? Well, yeah, it is. It's got 4 to 5 years of age on it post roll. Yeah, that's true. But it's got premium, very premium tobaccos. It's not like a I don't know, Oliva, Charter Oak. It's Atabey, and this one, I think it's one of the ones that doesn't have the Peruvian Ligero in it. So Ben Smoking saying had no doubts. Yeah, I'm a little bit late. Slept in a little bit today. Stayed up a little bit late yesterday, celebrating the Dodger victory. Um, and then I was home alone because my fiance had a work event, so I found a movie that I liked. I don't know why. I really like war movies. So yesterday I found, or war, or like history movies. Yesterday I found this one um from the Holocaust, from the World War era, and I think it was called something, the world will the let me see. I didn't even finish it because I was getting sleepy. But to me it's just like the world will tremble. I believe it's on Amazon Prime Video. And those movies are just like, to me, they're just so amazing in the fact that it was really sad. That time era, just really sad. The whole Holocaust thing, and I can't believe that one single person like brainwashed this whole freaking country to kill and abolish this other race or group of people. Man, it's crazy. And I'm pretty sure whatever we see like on film is probably half of the nightmares that people had to endure. So yeah, if you like that kind of movie, the world will tremble. It's a pretty good one. 2025, so it just came out this year. Cheers with black coffee, nice. Yeah, I got some coffee too. This little. By the way, these are from the Chim page. They're very very cool. The only thing I don't like about them is that they don't fit in cup holders. So you gotta kind of like hold it in your hand, but whatever. It's nice to have it here. Keeps the coffee pretty warm. We got my boy Edgar. Hey, what happened to your handle, bro? You changed it again? Sup, E? Working from home today, so doing good. Oh, nice, bro. Hell yeah. Um it's always a good thing when you have the option to work from home, you know what I mean? I like that. Boo events. Would you do a suit up event in the virtual? Um I don't know about the virtual. I don't know. Maybe just one of those shirts that has like a t-shirt that has one of those tucks. That'd be cool. Ben saying shout out to JC Newman. They came with it. I love all three lines. So happy we have them no matter what. Yeah. Right. JC Newman pulled through, um, and several other companies, but it's just a you know this is like the war. There's gonna be several battles, and we're not gonna win all the battles, right? But hopefully we end up winning the war. Hopefully it ends up in our favor. Um, but yeah, it's tough, man. California regulations are no joke, man. Everybody says, it's you pay taxes, it's expensive. Like, yeah, it's true. But for us Californians, we're kind of used to that lifestyle, right? We we survive some way or another. Yeah, so yesterday's game, it was an early game. I was at the office. Started at what, 3:10, 3:30. So I was able to catch it on the phone. And for the most part, for the first, actually, I would say like the entire game except for the last inning was like the most exciting, dude. That was crazy. Uh Glass now, I think he could have done better. But actually, he kept it, without any runs, which is good. But I take that back. Actually, our offense, I think we should have stepped it up because we weren't doing a lot. But Sasaki, came in and he's been doing great. So that was cool. And then it's crazy how one error can just like decide the fate of a fucking baseball game, dude. Like at the end, that guy's gonna be fucking hurting for quite some time, bro. That was crazy. So if you're interested to see this cigar, for me, it's got like this buttery effect on the palate on the retro. It's almost like buttered popcorn, and it's got some floral notes for sure. I pick up floral notes mostly on all Atabays, and then like the creamy, buttery notes are like varying with Vitolas. But yeah, that's what it is. It's a very quick finish, and I think that's a characteristic of the cigar being properly curated post roll, right? It doesn't, it like the whatever spice you pick up or whatever notes, they don't, especially like the not so pleasant stuff, like it doesn't linger on your palate. It just it's very crisp. On the retro, it's very smooth. I would say 2 to 3 clicks out of 10. Not very offensive on the retro. And yeah, I mean the only thing is the MSRP on these are like 30 something dollars. So I'll let you decide if it's worth the price tag. But for me, I don't mind keeping a few around. Eventually, I would like to buy a box, but I haven't yet. But maybe. So Edgar's saying go Dodgers, and no, I don't know why it doesn't say consistent. Ah, okay, yeah. So you know how there's like a screen name and then also a channel name. So I think it's the screen name. You could only change it ever so often. So if you're like within that period, like it'll change it back. I don't know, it's weird. because I changed mine a few times and it was annoying. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, last night's game was quintessential baseball. It cannot change in an instant. Yeah, bro, that was pretty crazy, bro. And 11 innings. I think the longest game I've actually been at the stadium was like 17 or 18 innings. That was like a few years back. Trying to remember who our opponent was, but I think we ended up winning. But yeah, that was a long ass game, bro. I was like, damn, I'm tired already. Uh, what's up, Hobby? Good morning, bro. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, and by the way, if you're smoking something, let me know what you're smoking. Hobby, you're barely tuning in. I'm smoking the Atabay, celebrating the Dodger victory over um the Phillies last night. I wish I would be celebrating a victory in the UTL sector, but that's a different story. Um, but yeah. Um, so let's go ahead and get into this real quick. So there's been some updates this week on the UTL list from the Attorney General, right? And UTL, the unflavored tobacco list. What's up, Epicure 868? Good morning, bro. Just a quick little background and synopsis for the people that might not know what's going on. So it's the AB 3218 bill effective January 1st. It's requiring the California Attorney General to establish maintain a list of tobacco product brands that lack a characterizing a flavor. And again, um, we don't know what the how should I say this? We don't know how they will judge what characterizing flavor is. That's in like that's like a very vague statement they put out, because they haven't said like what are the requirements. So we're kind of like, well, what the fuck? I mean, if they're not a cigar smoker, whoever tastes it, I mean, that's another thing, right? Are they gonna light up a cigar and taste it, or what's going on? They're gonna have a panel. I don't know, man. And that's all up in the air. It's like, are they going to share that information with us? Like, we don't know so far. All we know is that there's a deadline, and it was yesterday, October 9th, for cigar companies to submit applications for to be considered to be put on the UTL, right? um but that's the synopsis of it. That's the background real quick. So, this week, the cigar industry, and including several, I would say, cigar groups, agencies, Cigar Rights of America, and PCA, and even independent cigar companies grouped up, and they submitted a TRO, a temporary restraining order, to halt the UTL, right? So, it's kind of like that temporary restraining order. That's like took me back to when I was like going to court for custody for my kid. I was like, what the fuck? Not that I ever had to file that, or like, they filed that against me, but it takes me back to the court days. You know what I mean? But yeah, so they submitted that to a federal court, and it was shut down by a judge. And so here's where, like, there's inconsistencies, because it was shut down in the federal level because they're saying that they're using the 11th Amendment, saying that the AG has immunity in um, at the federal level, so they have to submit that at the state level. But then they also want to control, um, commerce, as like, cigar products from other states, sending it into California. So that doesn't make sense. It's very confusing, very non-consistent, right? Angel Foro and Joey the Third are on Instagram. What's up? Cagapalo, dice, what's good, bro? What's up, fucker? Oh, we got the baller JD in the house. What's up, bro? Yeah, baller in the house. And we got Shaunicus. What's up? What's up? Are you guys back home from Exodus? And we got Brian Beagle in the house. What's up, bro? Good morning, bro. Happy Friday, man. Hell yeah, happy Friday. By the way, it's a 4-day weekend for me. I don't work Fridays, and Monday is a holiday. So cool. So hopefully I can get in a lot of cigar smoking time, right? So I actually have a comment here from Ben. Oh, sorry. If over $12 wholesale, it is exempt from UTL fees. Not how I understood the definitions of when we make the list. Yeah, yeah. So 12, I think, it's wholesale. Yeah, because wholesale is, what the cigar retailers buy it for, right? So that's the cutoff. Um but yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just like very ambiguous, it's absurd, you know. Maybe we should stop describing all these fucking flavor notes on tobacco. Be like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like it. What am I getting? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know where they're getting all this. I mean, I guess they're just grouping, you know, all smoking products into one category. Like, hey, especially because vapes, man. I think vapes really killed it for us because, you got all these fucking flavors, right? Fucking bubblegum, galactic grape, or whatever the hell. Um, so I don't think that, that helped us at all. Anyway. Hobby is saying, oh nice, I haven't had Atabay, but it sounds very good cigar. Yeah. And I think the thing with Atabay that I've kind of noticed is that there's 12 vitolas, right? You're not gonna like all of them. I don't think you are, but you're at least gonna like one. So it's kind of like the fish in the ocean. There's always gonna be one for you. You know what I mean? So you kind of just have to, like, it's trial and error. Maybe try a few of the shorties, um, and then maybe like this one, because this one's unique, and then maybe like some of the fatter ring gauge, like the Ritos Duendes. Angel photo is now on his other IG, my cigar of the day. He said, I didn't realize I was on my photo page, Cagapalo. That's funny. Well, thank you for following me on both, bro. I appreciate that. And good morning to you too, bro. Um, Ben saying Judge was part of the tasting panel rigged. For sure, dude. We got my boy DC in the house. What's up, DC? What's going on? We got another California uh, brother of the Leaf, Brian, and he's also a Dodger fan. Nice, nice, cool, bro. Thanks for tuning in. And I think what the Yanks got disqualified, so I think that would have been a you know a great matchup again. Repeat Dodgers against Yanks, but unfortunately they got DQ'd or they got whatever. Brian, what'd you think of the game, bro? Were you like super like fucking nervous? I was like, damn, bro. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm still in like shock. DC, you're very late. 15 push-ups. Do it, bro. Hell yeah. Uh, Meister Brother, De Angelito saying much respect, bro. Hey, much respect to you too, bro. Hope everything's good, bro. And hope you have a very awesome weekend full of fucking banger cigars. Um, so yeah, man, hell yeah. Uh, Brian Beagle saying that's an expensive trial and error. Yeah, man, it is. I mean, the whole cigar experience is expensive trial and error, right? Because that's what we're doing. We're we're experimenting. We're just trying to see if we like cigars, right? Um, but yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. We just want to try everything sometimes, right? Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of errors on the Atabey. I don't like the shorter smokes. They just hit my palate differently. Like the what Idolos, Brujos, Sabios. Those are the smaller ones. Like uh, Corona to what like Robusto Extra. They just don't hit, bro. I just don't. They're very I don't know. They're not very balanced in my opinion for my palate. Why? I don't know. That's just fucking chemistry, I guess. I have no idea. But there's just some that really fucking hit. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about Atabey. And there's 12 Vitolas, so pick your poison. I was stressed the fuck out. Yeah, same here, man. Um, you know, it was like when it was tight at the end of the ninth, I was like, oh shit, dude, we're gonna go into extra innings, and I was just like, it literally just takes one error. Like I was like, I hope our fucking outfield doesn't fuck up. Like I hope we don't fucking drop the ball. Like I hope we get a hit in. Like all these things. Like fuck. But yeah, that's part of baseball, man. My chick, she's into football, right? And I like football, but I just don't follow it as much as I used to when I was younger. And she says baseball is boring. And I was like, it's not boring. It's just a game of strategy, you know? And if you don't understand the strategy and if you don't like dwell into it, like it's going to be boring for you. Like football's also strategy, because you got plays and stuff like that. But it's just the plays are very fast paced, right? And in baseball, it's a little bit slower. Yes, I understand. But, it's just like pitcher against the batter, bro. Like one on one. Like, what the fuck is this guy going to throw? Like, guessing the fucking pitch. Like, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, but I always tell her that. But slowly she's getting into baseball. She's asking me like, "Oh, Dodgers play today? Dodgers play today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, they play today, or no, they're off, whatever." Um, DC saying divorce her for that. I'm not even married yet, bro. DC, she heard you, DC. That's funny. JD saying, nah, she's right. Baseball is boring. Boomer sport. Nah, man, there's a lot of youngsters that like baseball. What are you talking about? Yeah, she's actually home today. She has a welcome dinner tonight with her staff, with their residents. So she's going in late, and I'm actually gonna go ride with her, and it's in Anaheim. So I'm gonna stop by Maximar and hang out for a few hours, and hopefully I see Hound Dog, and maybe we can hang out for a bit, and might pick up some goodies. But I'm really curious about the Maximar house, or what is it called? Maximar edition Davidoffs, right? So if I can find some there, that'll be cool. Never been there myself. I've only been to Plume, and I think that's it. Just Plume. Yeah, I've been wanting to go to Maximar. Yeah, for sure, bro. Oh, my bad, Brian. I'm smoking the Atabe Spiritus, the Lancero from Atabe. Uh, top three Atabes for me, in the top three for sure. Celebratory cigar for the Dodgers, and not so celebratory for the UTL, unfortunately. So it is what it is. We just gotta keep on grinding. And, it's gonna be a legislative battle, man. It's gonna drag on. Um, because the thing is that October 9th, um, October 9th was the cutoff date, right? Yesterday, but if you submit your application to register your SKU after that, they're still gonna accept it, but they're saying we don't know if it's gonna be approved in time of by what is it, January 1st, when we release the list. They're like 100% sure that January 1st they're gonna release the UTL list. We'll see. We'll see. Welcome, JB. Happy Friday, and welcome, Julito. What's up, man? What are you smoking? So unfortunately, we lost the temporary restraining order that was put in this week, and so immediately they went and they put in the same deal in the at the state level. So we'll see. We'll see how that develops. Um, let's see what we got here as far as like. So, like I mentioned before, October 9th was the. Oh, shoot. What the? I don't know what happened here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, and we're back. Are we back? Come on, Cam. Come on, Cam. Yes, webcam. Yes. All right, here we go. I don't know why the webcam turned off today. That's weird. Yeah, you hear me, but you don't see me. Good morning, man. Um. Oh, the freaking. Oh, so October 9th, yesterday was the last day for the safe harbor submission. They're still taking applications after that, but submitted applications after the October 9th deadline, more than likely will see delays in decisions, increasing risk that unapproved products effectively cannot be sold at the new year. And it even goes to say retailers holding products not on the UTL or pending approval face uncertainty. Those products could become illegal to sell and subject to seizure and penalties. So one thing um, that I could say is that the attorney general has, I guess, an task force, enforcement task force, because I see that all the time. Um, so for my line of work, we regulate underground storage tanks in the county, mainly gas stations. Some emergency backup generator situations where, like, hospitals, fire departments, sheriff stations, stuff like that. So I've seen it where, like, the tanks are not in conformance with the code. Repairs are not being done. There's leaks. Blah 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 blah. So after, like, certain violations are issued by the our inspection team, the attorney general sends out a task force and they red tag that site. What does that mean? Red tag means they cannot accept any fuel. So they literally put like a bag over the sump where they drop the fuel in, and they lock it so they cannot accept delivery of fuel. So that's a thing. So I don't know if it's gonna get to that. That'll be crazy. Imagine, like, these and they're armed, by the way. They're armed. They're like police for the attorney general, basically. Not only that, I've seen it here around the area where, like, because I live in the unincorporated area of La Puente, so it's county, right? So we fall under the code, the county code, and when there's, like, violations of, like, building code, I've seen, because here, especially, like, with the whole having horses and stuff like that, there's restrictions on how many horses you can have. There's setbacks from property lines for, like, your horse stables and stuff like that, and people don't follow that sometimes. So I've seen it where, like, I've seen the task force go into places to enforce stuff. So yeah, it's the camera. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that would be pretty damn interesting if that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to, yeah. Um, highly recommend that you pick up one of each. Not one of each, but, like, one smaller one that's, like, in the middle, like Duende, Ritos for sure, and then an Atabe. I mean, Lancero, because it's unique. You know what I mean? What's up, Sid? Forgot to pay the bills. Has no one mentioned the change of scenery? Yeah, Ben mentioned the background on the Stogie Society podcast on Wednesday. He said he's digging it. Exactly what I wanted to look like, like a wooden background. I'm in the ranch, so hopefully I can rock my sombrero, more often. Bro. It's gonna be like, back alley purchases. Like, what you want, man? What you got? It's crazy, man. I mean, not only are our fucking Cuban cigars gonna be illegal now, and it's gonna be some new worlds are that are gonna be illegal as well. We got so many illegal things here in California now. That's crazy. Ah, dude, for sure, man. Gonna be some unbanded contraband. Oh, so it's not a green screen. I particularly don't like green screens um because I don't know. It's so a green screen is literally like there's a green fucking panel behind you, and then your computer is running a virtual background. So number one, that takes up a lot of processing power. Number two, sometimes it's glitchy. So you like, let's say like your body parts don't are sometimes not really defined. Like you'll see like blurs here and there on the outline. Um, Stevens has been pretty good. I haven't, but he's always like this. Me, I fucking move a lot. I fucking talk with my hands. You know what I mean? So for me, that doesn't work very well. I tried it like on Teams, I think, and I didn't like it. What I did is I just did like a blur behind me when I had whenever I use it very seldomly. Um but yeah, it's an actual panel, and it's just got the so it's a panel. You see. Epicure 868 said, "Fuck Cali, going underground." For sure, dude. And Pollard's Gentleman Jerky joined on Instagram. What's up, man? Good morning. Actually, should ash that. Um, he's saying he mentioned it Wednesday. Yeah, thanks, Ben. Oregon shops got you. Yeah, Oregon shops. Friends of the community. It's gonna be a crucial time, man. You know, if you have build relationships with people outside Cali, that's good because they might be able to hook you up. And we should be hooking each other up. You know what I mean? Because there's just like so many cigars out there. It's sometimes becomes impossible or hard to acquire. All these releases or like just different cigars, right? So a nice little trade off here and there. Every once in a while is nice. Little oh shoot, little traderoo. F that, we're gonna be cigar bandoleros. Brian Beagle saying, "Hell, La Puente del Monte, my stopping ground as a kid." Oh, dale. El Monte is right next door. I lived in El Monte for a bit. Oregon with the accent. Oregon. My keyboard is in español. Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. You have to watch out for certain tints that you have on screen. It's a whole thing. So yeah, I don't really dig it, but if it works for you, it works for you. Like I said, Stevens is fine. I haven't seen any glitching or nothing like that. But then again, he's just very, very stable. Me, I fucking move around a lot, so it wouldn't really work for me. Um, and I know you guys have iPhones. I saw that now. The keyboards. Talking about that. Have the Duolingo. It's Spanish and English, so that's pretty cool. I like that because it automatically does the spell check for you in both languages. So that's pretty cool. Bro, that 660 kicked my smoke it again, bro. Build resistance. The unforgettable thing is Oregon follows California. So what? Oh shoot, bro, that sucks. Yeah, that's gonna suck, bro. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how this whole thing develops. To be honest, most of my cigars come out of state, anyways. Yes, 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 yes. Mine do as well. But that was the thing. They were trying to regulate commerce. You know, products coming in from other states as well, and PCA, CRA, cigar brand said, no, 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 you cannot do that. You cannot regulate commerce from state to state. You cannot do that. So that's another battle. If other states follow UTL, but brands have registered in California, do they need to register every state or should all cover? Mm, that's a good question. If other states follow UTL, but other states aren't being required to be on the UTL, it's only California. That's the thing. Like any other state can sell whatever the hell they want in their retailers. So, or are you saying like if they were also mandated to follow UTL? Is that what you're saying? Dude, I wish I was sponsored by Nichols Lumber. Uh, this episode is brought to you by Nichols Lumber, our proud sponsor for all your lumber and hardwood needs. Imagine that'd be sick. Yeah, Peter, we my screen is stable because I have directional lighting. A well lit screen is the only way to do it. Okay, see, so you did your research. Uh, and your little studio is in a place where like you only inhabit that place, right? So for me, this is like the entrance to my house. So like if whatever setup I have to like tear down like after every podcast. So it becomes tiring. So whatever. Took a long time to get it right for sure. Pete, he moved into the woods, broadcasting from a log cabin. Dude, that'd be sick if I was broadcasting from Big Bear. How I have fucking the forest behind me. That'd be sick, and hopefully like a fucking bear. So Ben saying yes, the hypothetical. So let me go back to your question. So if other states would follow UTL brands have registered with California, so I think in that case it would be like a nationwide, or it should be right because it would be like very very how should I say this, unfair, right, to register each cigar SKU for every fucking state, pay that application fee for every state, and send in a box of cigars or like whatever your packaging is for that cigar SKU to every state. That's ridiculous, bro. That would be like, no, dude, that would be like hell. That would suck. I would think that it would be like more like of a uniform thing where like you submit one and then wherever it's required, gets distributed. But that, yeah, that would really suck. What's Peter saying here? You better hope those Cali wildfires don't come close to that wood panel, dude. For real. Nah, where I'm at, we don't get. I'm not hillside, or we don't have any, uh, dry. What's that shit called? I'm just not close to where the fires are. Well, not that close, because we have Altadena up the way, but I'm good. Laughing my fucking ass off. Steven saying, yeah, state by state, UTL would not be manageable. JC Newman spent like 42K in fees yesterday for the registration. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that shit would be like, I think that would be like let's just hope it doesn't come to that, because that would be like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? That would be just like definitely that would be like a knockout to the cigar industry, and we do not want that. Um, we got 335i Roman. Buenos dias, homie. Saludos desde Chi Town. Oh, from Chicago. What's up, bro? Welcome. So some pending issues, and some things to keep in mind as the UTL continues, or the UTL regime. Uh, the Superior Court's ruling on the TRO may alter or delay implementation or portions of the UTL regime. The TRO, the temporary restraining order. So, so it was shut down on the federal level. The same group that submitted it it's now submitting it into the at the state level here in California. So we hope that you know does something, right. If the TRO is granted, regulators may be restrained from enforcing the UTL against certain product classes until procedural compliance is resolved. So let's just hope that it gets accepted, and there's a pause here, like, hey, chill out, let's restructure, let's think about things a little bit more. Again, the AG's office, Attorney General, is expected to publish the first version of the UTL before January 1st. Any product not on that list or removed later will be illegal to sell in California. And remove later is like in parentheses, or um, what does that mean? Does that mean that they get to reevaluate a certain product? Why? What the hell? If you already approved it, why are you gonna go back and look at it? That's crazy. That's insane. Let's go protest in Sacramento for sure, dude. What else we got here? So again, applications submitted after October 9th may be processed on a slower schedule because you're into that 90-day window, right? And might not be approved before January 1st. And of course, that's going to raise, legal exposure, right? This may create staggered product availability across the state due to California lagging approvals. Yep. Oh, here we go. So the AG has authority to remove a product from the list if it later determines that it has characterizing flavor. Oh, wow. How convenient, right? Distributors, wholesalers, and delivery sellers must plan to sell only UTL listed products. Otherwise, they risk uh, seizures and penalties. Again, is the Attorney General going to send his enforcement task force? I don't know. I don't know. We'll soon to find out, right? So, the new year is going to be a very interesting time period for the cigar industry, right? That's why I wanted them to file 10 months ago. Now they're scrambling and hoping that a TR can save them for the deadline. Yeah, exactly. Why wasn't it done before? I don't know. I don't know. They should have. So, regulatory clarity and appeals. The vague standards around characterizing flavor, especially cooling menthol-like sensations, remain a major point of contention. No, there's no menthol or cooling sensation on these products, gentlemen. You know, uh, these flavor notes are a figment of our imagination. It's, it's nuance, natural uh descriptions that we're describing, right? Because our brain works like that. We smell, we taste something, and it reminds us of something else that we've tasted, that we've ate in the past, we smelled. So no, these are not um intentionally flavored products. They're not. It's natural tobacco, naturally fermented. There's no additives to it. You know, appeals or requests for additional information may slow down approvals for some products or delay inclusion. So that's the gist of it. So basically, stop giving flavor notes and reviews. We make think the cigars are flavored. Exactly right. Hey, cigar tastes like tobacco, but I like it. It's good. Let's just say that. It'll be a 90-second cigar review. That's all we need. No, AB 3218 said the police and local health department are to enforce. Okay. Uh, we will need to take advantage of them Black Friday deals and stock up. Definitely, bro. I definitely agree. Epicure 868 saying, what about the butane sprayed that is sprayed on three-fourths of the tobacco on the market? Oh, we got a we got some facts over here from Epicure 868. He's saying butane is sprayed on three-fourths of the tobacco in the of tobacco on the market. I don't know where'd you get that information from, Epicure. Is it like a pesticide type of thing? What is it? I wish I could populate that comment here, but I can't. Brian saying, to be honest, Hugo, I get absolutely no flavor notes from a cigar. I either like them or I don't. Mm-hmm. Wait, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people that that have that same experience. But how long have you been smoking cigars? And also, you know, the flavor notes that that we call out, people call out, they're nuances that that they're nuances from the tobacco, and it's literally just interpreted by the individual. You know what I mean? Um, so for example, I could say a cigar is sweet and it tastes like vanilla, right? Or it reminds me of vanilla. I'm getting a vanilla flavor note. But then, somebody else could say like, yeah, I get the sweetness, but it's more of of a of a cream sweetness, It's more of a coconut sweetness. It's more of a something else. So it's it flavor notes are very subjective. Um and I think there's a lot of factors that play into it. For example, if you're a person that smokes a cigar fast, you're basically just charring the profile. You're probably not gonna get very many. Well, you're probably not gonna be able to pick up a lot of stuff, So you have to kind of pace your cigar. You gotta listen to your cigar. If a cigar wants to smoke slow, smoke it slow. You listen to it. So, uh, wait, Epicure 6 saying, Bethune. I don't know what that is. When they rehydrate or color cigars with flavored liquids, rum, wine, coffee, honey, water, cloves, spices, etc., it's common practice to rehydrate tobacco. I didn't know that. I mean, we suspected several cigar brands of doing that, right? Because of the all the residual oils that you can see on the wrapper. But I haven't. I don't. I'm not 100% certain that I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it with my own eyes that that they do that. I don't know. But Epicure 868, he's very involved in the agricultural aspect of the tobacco industry. So maybe he has a more of an insight on it. But that's cool that you're telling us that, bro. I mean, don't burn don't burn the people that are doing it, but maybe you can get us some more insight. So he's saying research Bethune, Bethune or Me. All right, I'll look it up. I mean, as far as I know, all the like the podcast or like segments I seen where people go out and visit farms or even like just like conversations on podcasts, right? People or representatives of cigar brands always say no, zero additives, zero pesticides. If anything, I think there's some that use like organic pesticides because bugs do exist. It's a plant, they're gonna get bugs on it. But other than that, I didn't really know about all this other stuff. Yeah, I didn't start identifying tasting notes till the 10 or 15 year mark. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like if you're see, for example, me, I've been smoking cigars for 5 years as well. Same as you, Brian. But for me, I really wanted to deep dive into cigars. So, even before I started getting into these like more premium offerings, I smoked a lot of like just like legacy stuff, right? Because I really wanted to like train my palate, and I really, it was like almost like going through a an academic process of like just smoking cigars and like uh researching the different blends and stuff like that, looking at other or looking at cigar reviewers online, reading descriptions, and just being like, what are these people talking about? What do you mean you're getting cinnamon? What do you mean you're getting clove spice, pepper spice? Well, like the spice, I've always picked it up, but I didn't exactly know how to describe it because it varies, right? There's pepper, there's clove, there's citrus spice, there's baking spices. I even pick up some cooking spices sometimes. So again, if you're just a casual smoker, smoking at home, watching a baseball, football game, you're not paying attention to all these flavor notes, and you probably don't care, which is okay. It's fine. Uh, like you said, you either like a cigar or you don't. You know, and that's okay. So we don't all have the same agenda. So it's different. Obviously, we all smoke for the same purpose of like relaxing, of engaging with other people in the cigar community. That's for sure. We have that in common. Uh, but if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, you really have to like concentrate, do your research on cigars, blends. You know, read up on other people's write ups. There's a lot online that you could read up. They describe their experience with each cigar very, 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 very good, very detailed. But again, that's only if you want. California sucks. They all want us to just smoke weed. Smoke weed is Friday, bro. Hugo's cigar sommelier boot camp. That's right. Taking cumin spice one stogie at a time. Yeah. For example, I can describe cumin. It's a spice that's very, it's home to me, right? My mom used to fucking put cumin on every single uh you know dish that she would cook when I was a kid. So it's very familiar to me. I can, it, even like a slight nuance of that note, it just triggers it in my mind. Somebody else could say like it's, I don't know, some white black pepper, some clove. I don't know. People could describe it as a different thing. Or I could be grouping certain, like, let's say, because cumin's kind of like bitter, and I would say aromatic herbal. People could say like, oh, this cigar is like bitter, like, I don't know, like some citrus peel, right? And it's got like some herbal undertones. So for me, that would be like cumin, or it would be, uh, I don't know, uh, oregano. It's kind of got the same characteristics in my mind, right? That's how my mind works. But anyway, what's up, Josephus Comedy? I think at the end of the day, all that matters is we are here for a common purpose, to savor this experience. It's a ritual. Uh, even from lighting up the cigar, I put up a video not yesterday, right? Where like it's a Cuban cigar. So all Cubans, I always use soft flame, or I would use like a cedar spill. And it's like, don't rush the cigar, man. Like, light it up, take your time, make sure it's fully lit. Um, there, it's not a race. It just enjoy it. That's all I could say. I heard Julio Iroa, the owner of CLE and Asylum, say the same thing, that he doesn't give notes either, or he doesn't. Now think about this. You're talking about a cigar blender, right? Brand owner. What do those guys do? Those guys have a fucking. Sometimes they have a charred ass palate, bro. They're smoking fumas. They're smoking fucking 20 different blends a day. They're they're uh their fucking cigar palette is like burned the f up, right? So yeah, of course not. For them, it's just they're looking at something else. They're I don't know. I'm not a cigar blender, so I wouldn't be able to say. But if you talk more to, like, let's say, um Alex Glez, he's a person that you can talk to. Very Michael Herklotz, those guys are blenders. Talk to them and see what their experience is when they're blending a new cigar. They smoke a lot of fucking different blends, and they don't even finish a cigar. They just fucking smoke maybe a third, maybe half at most, right? But again, it's a different, for them, it's a different purpose to be smoking those cigars. Dude, I would be so down to do that, bro. Let's form a fucking cult, cigar cult. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man, it's interesting. The whole cigar smoking experience is pretty cool. I like it. I love it. Wait, how come I can't show this guy's comment? Ah, did my computer freeze up? What the hell is going on here? I don't know. But Brian's saying, I will say this: the stronger cigars, I'll find them spicy sometimes, but that's about it. Yeah, yeah. Spice is definitely a note that's like the first note you're ever gonna pick up, because all cigars have some amount of spice, some type of boldness to it, right? And it's gonna vary. So, if you really concentrate, there's white pepper, there's black pepper. And for example, white pepper it's a spice that kind of like it's there, but it's not very forward. And then a black pepper would be like something that's like, damn, just like very bold. You can like, it's really like aggressive on the palate. If you go and open your peppercorn little container and smell it, put it in your mouth, like, you're gonna get that sensation when you smoke the cigar next time. Maybe you'll be like, oh, this spice that I'm picking up, it's not the same. Go get an orange, uh use your potato peeler, and then like squeeze the zest and then like taste the zest, or like old fashioned, right? That's spice, that's a zestiness. It's a different, yeah, it's a sensation. But all flavor notes are sensations. You're getting some type of sensation from it, but it is a spice because it's on the flavor wheel. So, or an whatever descriptor. It's a descriptor. I'm talking too much. My cigar went out. But yeah, that's how you identify. You start identifying different the different flavor notes. Descriptions. That's how you're gonna be able to pick those up if you're interested. Of course, you know. At the end of the day, it just matters if you like the cigar or not. Ratings are subjective as well. It's based on the individual. A lot of factors come into it. So it is what it is. But for me, that's pretty much all I have today. So let's stay, gonna stay up to par with the whole UTL thing, see how it plays out. The next 3 months are going to be very interesting. Thank you guys for joining. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great 4-day weekend.
Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you had some fun and smoked a great cigar. Let's keep the good vibes going all weekend long.
Hugo Smokers is out, gonna let the day begin. Don't forget to sub and like to always bring you cheer. Gonna let the day begin. Don't forget to sub and like to always bring you cheer.
Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you had some fun and smoked a great cigar. Let's keep the good vibes going all weekend long.
Hugo Smokers is out, gonna let the day begin. Don't forget to sub and like to always bring you cheer.